Good afternoon, everyone. We, the organizing team of the present Faculty Development Program on the emerging trends of administration of criminal justice and forensic science, warmly welcomes you all for the third technical session of Module 1, dealing with the substantive nature of the laws dealing with criminal justice and the forensic science. Today's session is and can be considered to be very important with regard to the present circumstances and in the era of globalization, plus the emerging trends of the new crimes which are now, if I use the word vogue, it should be correct within its very meaning itself. As I said, that it is the emerging trend of the crimes. That is one of the corporate crimes, and we are dealing with the corporate crimes and the cyber crimes, the emerging trends of the corporate and the cyber crimes in the present scenario. Be it insider trading, be it phishing, ransomware, cyber stalking, spam, all being the threats which are prevalent to the society within itself, it has become somewhat, these kinds of crimes have become a threat to the society within itself. Today, we are having the opportunity to deal with this particular technical session with the theme of the theme which is dealing with the changing facets of the corporate crimes and the other crimes in the cyber age. Today, dealing with this important topic is a person who has been active in the field with has been active in the field of the cyber crimes within itself, Mr. or rather Sergeant Manjeet Goel of the Cyber Cell Port Division, Kolkata. Sir has made the Kolkata police proud with his stupendous achievement, and as he has topped the All India training program on investigation of cyber cases conducted by the Central Detective Training Institute in Hyderabad. He has been felicitated for his wonderful feat by the Kolkata Police Commissioner, Mr. Somen Mitra. Since he is the person active in the field, so hopefully he would be dealing with all our queries and furnishing us the details of the changing facets of the corporate crimes and the other crimes in the present age. Sir, over to you, please.
Good afternoon, everyone out there. And first of all, thank you for such an overwhelming introduction about me. To everyone here out there, this is Manjeet Goel. I'm currently working as Kolkata Police Sergeant and heading a small unit of cyber crime at one of the divisions of Kolkata Police. My unit mainly deals with the everyday complaints of 9 police stations of Kolkata Police. And as far as my education is concerned, I am an engineering graduate, but my expertise, or you may say my experience, mainly comes from dealing with real-time cyber issues that affect the lives of common masses. Personally, my interest drove me into this new genre of investigation, and gradually I found myself totally engrossed in this cyber world so much that I went on pursuing my PhD in cyber security. And to enrich myself with this ever growing and ever changing menace of cybercrime, I have attended several local and national level cyber trainings. So this is all about me. I'm sure that we are all aware of the topic on which I will be addressing. But again, I shall repeat that the topic which I have been given is changing facets of corporate and other crimes in cyber age. To understand this topic, let us first understand the age we are living in. So, for according to me, if I ask someone in which age we are living in, many of, as per Hindu mythology, there we have come to know that there are 4 yugs, namely Satyug, the golden age, Treta Yug, which is also called silver age, Dwapar Yug, bronze age, and the Kali Yug. So if I ask someone in which age we are right now, so the answer will be Kali Yuga. But I have a little different perception from this, because according to me, the era in which we are living right now is of IT, and here I stands for information. And for me, what I have understood from my experience, that information is data, and data is the key to power, key to wealth. Anyone who has an access and control over the largest chain of data is actually in the position to turn the table and change the game. The data bank is enabling data analysis for different vested interest, for good as well as bad purposes. So we are very much acquainted with the thing that how the data is being used for malicious purposes, but I would like to present how this data can be used for good purposes. There are n number of good usage of data analysis. For instance, for example, we will be able to analyze the historical flood patterns of northeastern Bihar. If we be able to analyze it beforehand, we may come up with a life-changing technology that can bring happiness to millions of people of that region. The birth of cybercrime actually comes from this race of controlling data. And to understand this era, we must have to acquaint ourselves with the definition of cybercrime. Let us presume let us presume that most of out there are fully aware with the concept of cybercrime or the definition of cybercrime. But just to brush up, I would like to add that crime can be defined as any criminal misconduct carried out through a network, through a technical gadget, or through the internet. As far as my knowledge is concerned, I have seen that the cyber crimes are intended to cause mainly reputational as well as financial damage to the individual, organization, or a government or a state. So, as far as individuals are concerned, whom I actually get to meet every day, I would like to say that the advancement in technology have created new opportunities for criminal activities, while also making traditional crimes more sophisticated against individual. And let me be very clear about this, that 99% of the common masses affected by the cyber crime are not actually the victim of cyber crime. They are basically the victim of cyber trickery that hits the inherent nature of human weaknesses: fear and greed. Fear comes from the lack of awareness, and greed needs no invitation. The strength of these criminals are their ability to hide and the power of facelessness. We are unable to know who is behind the picture because the data, as I have said, that data is being misused. So these fraudsters or these criminals are able to get n numbers of data documents through which they are procuring SIM cards, bank accounts, and misusing these things. In both the ways, individuals as well as the corporations are the prime targets. But I must tell you that we must not stick to this definition of cybercrime, since the periphery of cybercrime is limitless. And with passing day, these cyber criminals are upgrading their skills to serve their malicious purpose. Now, let us touch some of the individual cyber crimes affecting the reputation and finance of the masses. Every day, I come across many people where I find that innocent people are getting duped by this fraudster, these criminals using websites, for example, OLX, where the fraudsters run a fake ad and introduce themselves as army personnel. They will give different excuses that since they are getting transferred, they want to sell out their household items, and convince you further that they will be sending you for to convince you further they will be sending you more ID cards of their or CSD canteen cards. Most of the victims come into their trap and make advance payment to such fraudsters. On asking on repeated asking about their products delivery, they come up with several excuses, and in turn will encash more and more, and the victims will encash more and more money to them. One more thing which is affecting the individuals, which I have come across, is that people believe a search engine more than their teachers, parents, and friends. All they see, they believe it to be true. And here comes the Google search fraud. These fraudsters have replaced most of the utility contact numbers on Google and cheating millions of rupees every day. And going further, I have come across that there are instances where these criminals are not hesitating in misusing the name of big brands like Tata KP Capitals, Bajaj Finance, Geo Towers, to name a few, where the victims are being offered personal loans without any documentation, and this is the first step to fall into their trap. Without giving a second thought, these victims start believing them and start accordingly as per their whims. Like the moment a person is they've been offered that the tower will be installed in their building, and a family member of them will be given employment, they get fall into their trap. And the moment a person start giving advance payment is the first step of his or her entering the cyber criminal's trap. And the moment he thought of getting out of it, he has already lost most of his hard earned money. The problem here is that most of the time we ignore the red flags. For us, we all think ourselves as experts, and most of us think that the risk of cyber risk does not exist. For me, if you ask me, one of the main cyber risks is to think that they do not exist. There is another phenomena which is quite prevalent in this society is QR codes. We are everyone acquainted with QR codes, which is one such example which is widely being used by all of us for making payments. But there is a catch. These codes are being used where instead of receiving money, people are losing their money. How is it possible? The problem here lies with our awareness part. We are generally not aware of the fact that for sending money, we need to scan a QR code as well as we have to give a UPI pin. But for receiving money, we don't require any UPI pin. But since we are not aware of this fact, this fraudster will give you bets and ask you to that I will be sending you a QR code. You just scan it and you will be receiving the money. First of all, we will be scanning that QR code, and that guy on the other side, intentionally he will be sending the money to you, and you will thought that the money you have gained is through scanning the QR code. But this is not possible. We have to make this in mind that keep this in mind that when we scan or when we give UPI pin, then only the money will get deducted from my account. And while receiving any payment, there is no need to scan the QR code or enter the UPI pin. Another trend we have seen that anonymous caller starts video calling, and uh, and the moment we receive such calls, an obscene video comes before us, and before we may react to such videos, these videos are getting recorded by these criminals, and afterwards they will be threatening us to give money so that they do not share these videos in public. First of all, we have to understand that we have to keep our social media profiles private so that no other person may intrude into our privacy, and never accept any stranger's friend request. So, for that only, there are a lot of awareness campaigns done by our end from ourselves. So we have started telling, especially the student, is that the best way to use social media is to see, not show. You just go into a social media, you see, like you don't have to give the picture of yours in your DP, because the fraudster may use your picture and do havoc with others. Like they will be sending a friend request to other, and the person who is accepting that request will think that you being his friend has sent this request, and Most of the time it has been seen that after believing such friend requests, people have paid to such fraudsters. And First of all, I would also like to say that the moment such incident of sextortion occurs, we must not be paying any money to them, because the prime target of this criminals are your money and your fear. The moment he will realize that he will not be able to extract any money from you, he will stop targeting you. But then also the reporting is very crucial. In most of the cases, it has been found that due to embarrassment, this incident are not getting reported. The fraudsters are just taking advantages of our fear, nothing else. There have been instances which I've already talked about, that where a fake profile is being created in someone's name you are acquainted with, and they start asking for financial help, and without giving a second thought, people are starting to transfer money to them. uh, Going ahead, these are the things which we are concerned about, that individual crimes. This topic is a vast topic, and there are various other crimes which are affecting the millions of individuals. But let us talk about the corporate crimes. We have seen with the advancement of technology by leaps and bounds, corporate crimes have taken a front seat. Corporate crimes are often referred to as white collar crimes, and these are economic crimes which are committed uh, with a well calculated strategy. Cybercrime has become an industry, and social media platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook has become the newest communication channel for these fraudsters. Uh, they are mostly targeting banking, credit card related corporate frauds, as well as phishing attacks using such platforms, as most of the innocent, unsuspecting ordinary citizens are actively engaged in such platforms. These criminals have we have seen that generally do not think themselves as criminals, and there comes the problem in this digital age, where the spectrum of financial fraud widens. There is no doubt that with each passing day, corporate and other cyber crime is evolving and changing its color. But the nature of threat from cyberspace is changing daily, and corporate crime has become quite creative with types of like phishing, Trojan attack, malwares, denial of services, and so on. Uh, and With the increasing reliability on digital system, cyber criminals have developed a sophisticated method of hacking into corporate networks to steal sensitive data, including customer information, trade secrets, and financial data. This attack can uh, result in significant financial losses and damage to a company's reputation. There are examples where data breaches has become common nowadays. Data breaches, for example, have become more and more common and severe in the cyber age. Cyber criminals are often targeting large database containing personal and financial information, which can be sold on the dark web or used for identity theft or fraud. A very simple example is AEPS withdrawal. AEPS stand for Aadhaar Enabled Payment System. This is a system which has been launched by government for remote areas where there is no ATM cards. So by using this uh, project, what we can do is that we can go to a vendor who is having an uh, app through which I have to just give my thumb impression, which is already at a link with my biometrics of Aadhaar, and I have to convey my bank account, and my an amount of rupees ranging from 500 to 10,000 will get debited from my account and will get transferred to that vendor, and the vendor will give me the money in cash. But here lies the problem, because large number of data, government data, especially of registry records, including individual biometry, has been compromised and are being used to withdraw your hard-earned money by using your biometry from a place you might have never visited. So this is a there is a remedy to safeguard from this type of frauds. There is an app which is known as M-Aadhaar. In that app, we can lock our biometrics, because when we enter this M-Aadhaar, we can download it from the Play Store. And in the M-Aadhaar, we have to register our Aadhaar number. Our OTP will come to us, and then there is an option in the services or something, somewhere in that option there is an option of biometric, and that biometric will be locked. And so even if you want, if I have logged that biometry, and even I want to do a transaction using my battery, I will not be able to do it because it has been locked. The moment I will unlock it, then only I will be able to use this. Uh, I will be able to withdraw money through AEPS system. The system. There is another headache which the corporates are facing is of ransomware attack. What is ransomware? First of all, ransomware and malware goes hand in hand. Like it is a attack where a malicious software is intrude into intrude to a system of a corporate to encrypt its data, and to release it, this criminals demand a ransom from your end. These attacks can disrupt the operations and lead to a significant financial loss. And it is one such attack which has also grown its frequency and complexity in the near future. It will be growing day by day, and there are various examples of ransomware attacks. In last year, in the month of November, AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Services, was attacked in the month of November, and this attack affected the hundreds of patients and doctors accessing primary healthcare services, including discharge, billing, and patient admission system. There was also an attack in October 2023 where the Tata Power was affected, and it impacted their IT infrastructure and their system, and they have to take prevalent steps to restore and retrieve their system immediately. There is another attack which is known as DOS attack. DOS stands for denial of services. As the name suggests, denial of service means an attack meant to shut down a machine or a network, which making it inaccessible to its intended user. What does DOS does? DOS attacks by flooding the target with traffic. If I have a target, a computer or a network, I will flood that machine with lots of traffic and sending it information that will trigger a crash. In both the instances, DOS attack deprives legitimate users, be it the employees, members, or account holders, of the services or resources they expected. There is another type of DOS attack which is known as DDoS, which is a distributed denial of services, which it occurs when attacked. There is a synchronized attack, a synchronized DOS attack to a single target. Difference between DOS and DDoS is that instead of being attacked from one location, in DDoS, the target is attacked from many locations at once and bring the system to a halt. In this today's era, cryptocurrency and money laundering has been going side by side. The use of cryptocurrencies like bitcoins has made it easier for criminals to launder money acquired through cybercrime. Cryptocurrencies provide anonymity and can be used to transfer funds across the border with minimal oversight. There are various cryptocurrencies exchanges operating in India, and one of them I have found, and we our unit have found loopholes which these criminals are taking advantage of. I will be talking about this loophole, but let me tell you that cryptocurrency has become a easier method for siphoning of defrauded money. Earlier, the cheated amount were used to purchase goods or make payments, and LEA has a little chance to nab these deliveries and payment channels. But these cyber criminals are safely purchasing cryptocurrencies from so-called legitimate crypto platforms like Binance, and thus they are able to transfer their looted booty to anywhere in the world. And the thing which was I was talking about the loophole, in case of these exchanges, there is a system which is known as P2P, person to person, where a money one person can transfer his money to another person, and in exchange of that money, the other person will transfer the cryptocurrencies to the other person. For this exchange, for registering into this type of exchange, we have to do a mandatory KYC compliance, as well as we have to link a bank account of ours through which the transferred money will come to us. But what is happening, these cyber criminals are asking the genuine users that I will be transferring the money to your account, uh, but through a third party account or through a merchant account, means the account which is registered in that platform by that frauder. He will not be using that account. He will be misusing another account in which the looted money is there. And and the genuine users in a for a small amount of profit, what they do is they accept their proposal, and they transfer the cryptos, and all the looted money of that criminal from a third party account, which is basically a mule account, get transferred to a genuine account. And so this is the way where the black money is entering into our system, and this needs to be taken care of. And I have also seen that this mule accounts which is getting open in many bank accounts are don't have any genuine users. The account holder is unaware of the fact that there is an account in his name, and his account being used for such malicious purposes. And most of the time, when law enforcement agencies calls them or goes to them, they said that they are unaware of the fact that such accounts is in use. And even in case of SIM cards, it have been seen that most of the users of SIM cards are fake users. The genuine users are unaware of the fact that their document has been misused for procuring such SIM cards. So uh, we have to take stern steps to curb such type of cyber frauds efficiently. The need of the hour is cyber security among the masses, as well as giving training to the employees of the organization to help them recognize and report security threats. We need to regularly back up our critical data and system to secure our isolated in to secure it in isolated locations. We have to ensure that backups are up to date, and in case of a ransom attack or a data breach, it can be restored as quickly as possible. We need to keep our security system updated all the time, uh, and well equipped with sufficient resources and infrastructure so that they may immediately respond to the cybercrime. The corporates must have a group of skilled persons who are competent enough to identify the red flags and act fast to avert such attacks. And last but not the least, one of the uh, thing which we should be taken care of is that stringent law is equally important. It must be amended time to time so that cyber criminals can't get out easily from the crawls of law. Presently, the IT laws um, in India are mostly preventive rather than punitive. Maybe because in the initial times it was kept so to encourage people towards computerization of Indian economy and business world. But I think it is the high time that stringent law needs to be framed to save Indian corporate environment against this cybercrime. There is also need of robust firewalls and intrusion detection system to monitor the incoming network and block suspicious activities. And we should also keep the organization must also keep their software up to date, including their operating systems applications with the latest security patches to fix vulnerabilities. In case of accessing sensitive data systems and data, there must be a multi-factor authentications. And to protect this sensitive data, or to protect this data from unauthorized access, the data must be in encrypt form in both in transit and at rest. I have come across another thing is nowadays is cyber insurance, which is also a good way from which a individual and companies may provide protection to themselves in case of a cyber attack. Uh, I would like to say that to safeguard us from such type of problem, awareness and constant upgradation is the key to save ourselves from this problem, and the people reliance on the technology will grow. uh, so cyber laws must be constantly needed to be updated and refined. I would also like to add that we need a combined efforts from all our stakeholders, for example, governments, internet providers, intermediaries such as banks, social media giants, various online sites to handle such cyber frauds. This is it. But I would like, is there any chance of any interactive session in this chat?
No,
Hello, am
sir. Hello, sir. Since we are live on YouTube, so the interactive session is not there, sir. But yes, the participants are asking questions on the
they
portal
may ask.
itself.
I will be answering them.
Yes, sir. Just a moment, sir.
I will be
Uh,
answering them.
yes, one of the questions which has been there in the chat box itself was that how much, in your opinion, our right to privacy has been compromised in the cyber age.
In this, I would say it has been the moment we have entered the age of cyber. We are ready to compromise our data. For example, when we search anything in Google, the next moment we go into Flipkart, the same thing comes to us to buy that the same product. So I would say that it has been compromised, but we have to be readily accept this, and we need to safeguard it by using firewalls in our antivirus firewalls in our mobile phones, because everything is getting compromised, because we are touching every link coming to us without thinking twice. We are giving our important data everywhere. Even we go to a mall, we are filling our data, our phone numbers, our addresses, our name, our date of birth to this private players, and these things are getting compromised.
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, the next question is with relation to the opening of accounts in.
Hello. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, the opening of accounts in the banks is has
Hmm.
been now a process which has been somewhat digitized. Is it
Yeah.
is it compromising our personal data as well?
The thing we have seen is that in most of the banks, we don't have to go to the banks for our physical verification. From our home
Yes.
only through webcam, the KYC compliance is taking place, and this thing, the fraudster are misusing this thing because the person who is doing this KYC compliance is not the same person who is using this account. Okay, and there have we have seen that in case of transferring of amount of less than of rupees less than 1 lakh, there is no need for any KYC compliance. So the bank should come up with something more stringent so that this fraudster will not be able to open accounts in different names in different banks. So yeah, I would say that our privacy is being improved by digitalization of this banking accounts.
Okay, sir. So next question is that what are brute force attacks, sir?
Brute force attack. It is a
Yes, sir.
basically an attack. It is basically an algorithm, or I could say that it is an hacking method that uses trial and error method. Repeatedly, it will try to crack your passwords, your login credentials, and encryption keys.
One of the very so as in where I am personal interested is the
Hmm.
passwords which we create, sir. They have been
Hmm.
always told that we should be using the alphanumeric or
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
special
yeah,
characters
yeah,
shall be
yeah,
used. Only then
yeah,
a password is accepted with
yeah.
respect to it. But
Hmm.
but normally our desktop or the Google says that they tend to save our passwords. Is it a promising activity if we save the passwords with the Google or anything or any of the soft search
Oh,
engines?
so are you aware of the virtual keyboards when we sign up into any places like in banking sector? There is a virtual keyboard,
Yeah, right,
and
sir.
we are asked to enter our password through that keyboard only because there is a hacking which happens when we through our keystroking when we enter something in our keyboard. There are many malicious software which intrude our system through any websites or through our email, and it will be able to see, it will be able to guess what passwords we are entering. Okay, so it is very important we don't use the keyboards and we use the virtual keyboards. And it is what I would think it best not to keep our uh, password save in the any social media or any Google any search sites.
Right, sir. Okay, sir. So there is a question from Azmat Ali. If anyone has been a victim of cyber fraud or scam, how can it be
Yeah,
resolved? Okay.
yeah.
Suppose some money has been stolen from account or ATM, what to do?
So I am telling you a website. Please uh, note it down. There is a portal which is known as Cyber Crime Portal. It is https at the cybercrime.gov.in. It is a MHA portal, and it is also known as NCRP portal, National Crime Reporting Portal, and there is a helpline number 1930. Anywhere we got defrauded, then we can call this number. What we will be they will be asking you is they will be asking your phone number linked with the account through which the money has been debited. You have to keep these things in handy with you, your phone number linked with your account, your account which has been debited, your Aadhaar number, the transactions details. There is a UTR number with every transaction. You have to enter all these things. This matter will directly go into your local jurisdiction. They will work on it and they will be calling you. So these two things are there. You can report it to 1930. There is a helpline number, and another one is National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal, which is you can go and enter cybercrime.gov.in, and you can register there your complaint.
Thank you, sir. Uh, I suppose you have dealt with this question during your lecture itself. It has been posted by Shashwat that what extra steps can be taken to safeguard senior citizens on online platforms as they are the most susceptible to such cyber attacks.
First of all, what I would suggest is if a senior citizen is unaware of the new technologies, he should not be trying all these things. It will sound little bit harsh, but it is the truth that we have come across that a person, a senior citizen, who is unaware of using phone pay and gpay, and the moment he is being pressurized to use all these things, he will going to commit such mistakes. So the best possible thing will be to for the senior citizen not ask them to be affluent from this new technologies. They may use it, but when it comes to financial things, they should go to the traditional way.
Right, sir. The financial transactions shall be reduced to almost a, a zero activity shall be done by the senior citizens if it can be, if
If
they
it
can
can be.
profess it. Yes,
Hmm.
sir. One thing more, sir, with regard to the UPI payments,
Yeah.
major frauds or whatsoever are the debit of the amount from the bank accounts is because of the UPI payments, the false UPI payments were which we generally we come across. Are these a very safe practices what has been introduced by the government in the form of the UPI portals?
UPI portal. See, everything has pros and cons. Okay, so there are millions of transactions happening everywhere. There is a problem with this UPI. The fraudster are taking advantage of all these things. But this we have to keep this in mind that this UPI payment has make our life easier. We don't need to carry our ATM cards, cash with us to do our transactions. So there are cons to it, but there are many benefit we should be looking at. We should look up to, and as I have said, that we are the best possible person to save ourselves, because we need to be aware of the fact that uh, this. These frauds will happen only if we are not aware of the fact that cyber crime exists.
Right, sir. Obviously the age old maxim which is the precaution is better than cure is
Sure.
also prevalent in the present
वो
times as well.
कहते हैं ना कि that prevention is better than cure.
Right, sir.
A stitch in time saves nine.
Saves nine. Very true, sir. So obviously, whatever are the very cyber crimes are because of the excess of the activities which we have went into and we have entered the cyber world, and as it has become an intricate part of our daily lives, so therefore the pros and cons have also arisen with regard to it.
परहेज
Thank you, sir.
परहेज इलाज से बेहतर है. I
जी
would
जी
say
सर
that
एकदम
परहेज इलाज से बेहतर है. वही.
एकदम sir. जी the factor being that okay, there is again a question. So there are several websites such as mine which help you remove and reduce your digital footprint across the internet. Do you think such tools should be available for free rather than paid?
While I was in college, I attended a seminar, and there I was told that when we use a free antivirus, uh, the this free antivirus are made so that viruses enter your system, so that you buy antiviruses from these companies. Okay, the companies are giving freebies to you to use these free antiviruses, so that you install them and you become a part of their game, and you have to buy this genuine antivirus from them only. I don't think there is any tool which can be able to fully clear your footprints in this digital world.
Very true. So once they have noted something, then I suppose why they
they
would
will
be
they
taking
will
it
they
out.
will be misusing the data. I have already said the data is the key to
Right.
success. The person who has your data is the I would say the kingmaker in this country or in the world. Everyone who has data, he can use it in any way. He can use it for for his wealth generation, to destroy his competitor anyway.
Very true, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this invigorating session. And
Thank
hopefully,
you,
the
ma'am.
participants have benefited by the discussion which has been taken on in this technical session three on changing facets of corporate crimes and corporate and other crimes in the cyber age. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.